In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is a promise whispered in the heart of every warrior. It is a promise of strength, a promise of victory, a promise that your rage, your righteous fury, is not a weakness, but the key to transcendence. This is the promise of Khorne, the blood god. We are taught to see him as the god of martial honor, the patron of the strong, the embodiment of the warrior's code. But this is the single most dangerous lie in the galaxy. Khorne does not care for honor. He does not care for justice. He does not even care why you kill. He cares only that the blood flows. The blessings he offers are not rewards for your prowess. They are the psychic shackles that begin a horrifying transformation. A transformation that does not elevate you into a warrior, but reduces you to a weapon, a mindless screaming thing that has lost the one thing it sought to protect, itself. This is the horrifying reality of Khorne's gifts. It is a path that begins with a single, justifiable act of violence and ends in an eternity of mindless slaughter. You are promised ultimate power, but what you receive is ultimate slavery. You think you are wielding your rage, but the truth is, your rage is wielding you. And by the time you realize it, you are already gone. Today, we decode the Crimson Path. We will dissect the psychological hooks, the physiological corruption, and the philosophical horror of falling to the Lord of Skulls. This is not a story of glory. It is a warning. And if you, like us, feel the pull of the Grimdark, subscribe to our channel. We are here to understand the darkness, not to succumb to it.
To understand the allure of Khorne, you must first understand the despair of the 31st millennium. Imagine you're a simple guardsman, pressed into service, watching your comrades vaporized by threats you cannot comprehend. Or perhaps you're a citizen on a hive world, your life dictated by quota masters and enforcers, a meaningless cog in an uncaring machine. You are powerless. Your anger, your frustration, your desperate need to act, it is useless. This is where the deception begins. Khorne's whisper is not complex. It doesn't offer intricate schemes like Tzeentch or the blissful oblivion of Nurgle. Khorne offers something far more immediate and seductive: simplicity. He offers an answer. He tells you that your rage is the answer. He validates your fury. He promises that through violence, you can reclaim the agency that the galaxy has stolen from you. This is the great filter. The promise is not just strength. It is the promise of control. In a universe defined by helplessness, Khorne offers you a direct, uncomplicated path to power. You feel wronged? Take vengeance. You feel threatened? Strike first. The Blood God provides a simple, brutal calculus that cuts through all the moral ambiguity and bureaucratic nonsense of the Imperium. But this is the hook. The power he grants is real at first. You fight harder, faster. You survive battles others do not. Your anger feels clean, pure, justified. You are no longer a victim. You are an instrument of retribution. You believe you are mastering your emotions, focusing your hatred into a perfect weapon to protect your allies or destroy your enemies. Consider this. The galaxy is already a place of normalized atrocity. An inquisitor purges a city to save a sector. A Space Marine chapter sacrifices a regiment to secure an objective. The Imperium demands brutal, violent solutions every single day. Khorne's promise simply asks, why not enjoy it? Why not embrace the violence that is already required of you? This is the genius of his corruption. He doesn't ask you to become a monster overnight. He simply asks you to take one more step down the path you are already on. He provides a theological justification for the brutality the Imperium already demands. And in doing so, he sets a trap from which there is almost no escape. Your first blessing is not a gift. It is a down payment on your soul, made with the blood of your first truly willing kill.
The first blessing you receive is often the Mark of Khorne. To the uninitiated, this is a badge of honor, a symbol of divine favor. But it is not a symbol. It is a psychic brand. It is a spiritual parasite that sinks its hooks directly into your limbic system, the part of your brain that governs rage, fear, and survival. The mark is the mechanism by which Khorne begins to own your anger. Before the mark, your rage was your own. You could feel it rise, and you could, with effort, feel it recede. You could choose how and when to unleash it. After the mark, that choice begins to fade. The anger no longer recedes. It becomes a constant, low-frequency hum beneath your thoughts. A perpetual state of irritation, a frustrating impatience that bleeds into everything you do. You find that diplomacy is intolerable. Planning is a waste of time. The complex strategies you once prided yourself on now seem like cowardly procrastination. Why talk when you can act? Why plan when you can charge? The simple answer, violence, becomes the only answer. Your mind is being chemically and spiritually rewired. The nuance of your personality is being sandpapered away, leaving only the raw nerve of your aggression. This is the horrifying cost that is never mentioned in the blood-soaked prayers. Khorne's gift of martial prowess is not an addition. It is a subtraction. He does not add skill, he replaces it. He replaces tactical acumen with brute force. He replaces disciplined swordsmanship with frenzied hacking. You are not becoming a better warrior. You are becoming a more efficient butcher. Consider the World Eaters. They were once the 12th Legion, masters of calculated strategic assault. After their fall, after the implementation of the butcher's nails, a crude mortal approximation of Khorne's mark, that strategic genius was burned away. It was replaced by a singular, self-destructive imperative: maim, kill, burn. They became slaves to the rage engine hammered into their skulls. This is what the mark does to you. It creates an addiction. The act of killing provides a momentary release, a fleeting clarity in the red haze of your mind. But just like any addiction, the high is temporary, and the baseline craving grows stronger. You need to kill again, not for victory or for vengeance, but simply to quiet the screaming in your own head. But the screaming never stops. It only gets louder. And as the need grows, the definition of enemy begins to blur. The ally who questions your charge is an obstacle. The civilian who gets in your way is an irritation. The brother in arms who tries to calm you is a traitor. Everyone who is not killing alongside you is, by definition, preventing you from killing, and that is unforgivable. This is the point of no return. Your rage is no longer a tool you wield. It is a furnace that consumes you. And Khorne, the smiling god of slaughter, simply fans the flames. He does not need you to be smart. He does not need you to be loyal. He needs you to be an axe that swings, and nothing more. And as you fall deeper, the physical gifts begin. Your muscles swell with unnatural power. Your skin toughens into brass, and your blood begins to boil, literally. These are not enhancements. These are mutations. They are the outward signs of your inner decay. You are becoming a creature perfectly evolved for one purpose only: slaughter.
You are a biological weapon, and your own mind is the first casualty. Your senses betray you. The world loses its color, its vibrancy, replaced by a monochrome landscape painted in shades of red. The only sound is the pounding of your own heart, a war drum beating a rhythm for the one true God. The only smell is iron and copper, the smell of blood. This sensory deprivation isolates you, trapping you inside your own skull with nothing but the rage. If you find this dissection of the psychic mechanisms of chaos compelling, it's what we do here. Our mission at Silent Imperium is to decode the darkest corners of this universe. If you appreciate this level of analysis, consider supporting the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. It helps us continue this work. The transformation is a spiral. The more you kill, the more you need to kill. The more you feed the rage, the more it consumes your sanity. You have become a paradox, a warrior with supernatural strength who has lost all control, a champion of the blood god who is now in fact its most pathetic slave. The blessing is the curse. The gift is the chain. To see the horrifying reality of this path, we need only look at the most tragic and brutal examples. We must look at the fates of Angron and Skarbrand. They are not just champions, they are the ultimate expression of Khorne's blessings, and their stories are the ultimate warnings. First, consider Angron, the Primarch of the World Eaters. Angron was never given a choice. He was a gladiator slave, and the butcher's nails were hammered into his brain long before he ever heard the name Khorne. The nails were a torment engine, constantly flooding his mind with agonizing, blinding rage. He was a being of profound empathy and brotherhood, trapped within a prison of unending fury. When he fell to chaos, Khorne did not offer him a gift. He simply took ownership of the pain that was already there. Khorne blessed Angron by sanctifying his torment. He didn't free Angron from the nails, he became the nails. He turned Angron's agony into a source of immense destructive power. Angron's fall wasn't a choice, it was an inevitability, a foreclosure on a debt of pain. Look at him now. As a demon Primarch, he is not a king, he is not a general, he is a force of nature, a hurricane of pure, undiluted rage. He is a broken thing, perpetually screaming, driven only by the agony in his own mind. He cannot plan, he cannot strategize, he can only destroy. Khorne's greatest blessing to Angron was to make his suffering eternal and his slavery complete. He is the perfect Khornate champion, all-powerful and utterly mindless. Then there is Skarbrand. Here the story is different, but the lesson is the same. Skarbrand was once the greatest of Khorne's bloodthirsters. He was a general of unfathomable power and intellect, the commander of legions. But Khorne's gifts breed arrogance. Skarbrand, in his might, believed he was greater than his master. He was goaded by Tzeentch to strike Khorne himself. Khorne's punishment was the ultimate irony. He did not destroy Skarbrand, he did not imprison him. Instead, he perfected him. Khorne shattered his mind, obliterating his personality, his strategic genius, and his sense of self. He left only one singular impulse: betrayal. An all-consuming rage directed at everything and everyone, even his own master. Skarbrand is now a creature of pure, mindless fury. He wanders the galaxy, a broken weapon, attacking friend and foe alike, screaming his rage at the sky. He is unbound, yet he is the ultimate slave. He is a living testament to Khorne's true nature. Khorne does not want intelligent generals. He does not want loyal followers. He wants screaming, broken, mindless engines of slaughter. Skarbrand is Khorne's blessing made manifest, infinite rage stripped of all purpose. This is the champion's path. You may start as a noble warrior, seeking justice. But the rage twists you. You become a monster like Angron, driven by a pain you cannot control. Or you become arrogant in your power, and you are broken down into a mindless beast like Skarbrand. In both cases, the you that started the journey is murdered long before your body stops moving.
Let us be precise. Let us dismantle the promises of the Blood God one by one and compare them to the horrifying reality. This is where we see the unique emptiness of Khorne's corruption. The promise is unstoppable strength. The reality is uncontrollable rage. You gain the power to break a tank with your bare hands, but you lose the mental control to stop yourself from killing the civilian hiding inside it. Your strength becomes a liability, a force that destroys your objectives, your allies, and your own sanity. The promise is ultimate martial skill. The reality is the complete loss of skill. A master duelist who falls to Khorne does not become a better duelist. They stop parrying. They stop thinking. They forget their forms. They descend into frenzied, sloppy butchery. Khorne does not sharpen your skills, he dulls them, replacing finesse with a sledgehammer's force. The promise is honor through combat. The reality is slaughter without purpose. Khorne famously does not care from whence the blood flows. This is not a philosophical statement, it is a literal one. He draws as much power from you murdering an unarmed child as he does from you defeating a worthy champion. In fact, he prefers the former. It is easier, quicker, and feeds the addiction faster. The concept of honor is the first thing his followers discard. Now, compare this to the other gods. This is critical. When you fall to Nurgle, as horrifying as it is, you are given something, a grotesque form of resilience, a release from pain and despair, a sense of belonging in a stagnant family. When you fall to Tzeentch, you are given forbidden knowledge, psychic power, and a role in an intricate cosmic plan. Even Slaanesh offers gifts of sensation, ecstasy, and a twisted form of perfection. Khorne offers nothing. His blessing is an absence. He does not add, he subtracts. Nurgle's gifts rot your body, but numb your mind to despair. Tzeentch's gifts mutate your flesh, but falsely expand your consciousness. Khorne's gifts simply delete your consciousness. He offers no knowledge, no peace, no pleasure. He offers only the screaming void of pure animalistic rage. He is the god of mindless violence, and his ultimate blessing is to make you mindless.
What is the end game for the champion who succeeds, for the warrior who slaughters billions in his god's name? The ultimate reward is ascension, to become a daemon prince of Khorne. This is held up as the pinnacle of achievement, but like all of Khorne's promises, it is the final and most horrifying deception. You are not becoming a ruler. You are not becoming a general of the Skull Legions, free to carve out your own bloody empire. You are, quite simply, being inducted into the Blood God's kennel. You become one of his prized hounds, a massive, powerful, and utterly enslaved entity, leashed to his will for all eternity. Think of the existence of a Khornate daemon prince. You are no longer a mortal being. You are a creature of raw warp energy, bound entirely to the singular concept of rage. You have no free will, you have no thoughts beyond the next battle. You are an instrument, a tool, permanently on call to be unleashed at your master's whim. You have traded a mortal prison of rage for an eternal one. This is the grim reality. You have no personality left. the ambitions, the memories, the identity you fought so hard to build, they are all gone, burned away by the demonic ascension. You are nothing but a sentient weapon, a bloodthirster with a name that is no longer your own. You have achieved immortality, but you have lost your life. And what of the Skull Throne itself, the ultimate icon of Khorne's power? His followers scream "Skulls for the Skull Throne" as their life's purpose. They believe that every skull they take is a tribute, a mark of their devotion that will be recognized and rewarded. This is the greatest, most pathetic joke of all. Khorne's throne is built on a mountain of skulls so vast it defies mortal comprehension. It contains the skulls of heroes, cowards, kings, and peasants. It contains the skulls of alien races long extinct. It contains the skulls of his greatest champions and his most hated enemies. They are all piled together indiscriminately. When your skull is finally added to that throne, and it will be, for Khorne always claims his due, it is not placed in a hall of honor. It is not given a plaque. It is tossed onto the pile, a meaningless, anonymous piece of bone among trillions. Your life's work, your devotion, your endless slaughter, it counts for nothing. You are not a hero. You are not a champion. You are just another brick in the foundation. Khorne did not know your name when you lived, and he does not remember it when you die. Your ultimate reward is to be forgotten, your entire existence reduced to a single meaningless piece of calcium in a monument to universal, indiscriminate violence.
The true horror of Khorne, the philosophical terror he represents, is not the blood, it is not the violence. The Imperium is built on both. The true horror of Khorne is meaninglessness. The other Chaos gods offer a twisted kind of purpose. Tzeentch offers the pursuit of knowledge and the promise of control over destiny. Nurgle offers the comfort of acceptance and an end to all struggle. Slaanesh offers the pursuit of perfection and the experience of ultimate sensation. These are all corrupt, horrifying paths, but they are paths to something. Khorne offers a path to nothing. He is the god of pure, nihilistic action. He represents the act of violence completely divorced from any reason, any goal, or any consequence. He is the embodiment of rage without thought, war without strategy, and death without purpose. Falling to Khorne is not a choice to serve a new master. It is a choice to stop being. It is the abdication of thought, of free will, of identity itself. You are not corrupted. You are erased. You are hollowed out and filled with a singular, screaming imperative that consumes you until nothing else remains. The ultimate grimdark truth of the Blood God is this: he is the god of the act, not the outcome. He doesn't care if you win. He doesn't care if you lose. He doesn't care if you kill his enemies or his own followers. He only cares that you kill. Your devotion is just as meaningless to him as your defiance. You are a tool for generating an emotional resource, rage, and when that tool breaks, it is discarded without a second thought.
The promise of Khorne is the promise of power. The reality of Khorne is the reality of a screaming animal trapped in a cage of its own making, lashing out its shadows until its heart explodes. It is the story of a warrior who sought to control his destiny and ended up a puppet, his strings pulled by a monstrous, laughing god who finds his struggle utterly meaningless. Khorne's blessings are not gifts. They are the methodical, brutal dismantling of the self. It is the most terrifying fate in a galaxy full of them, not just to die, but to be unmade. To have your soul scoured, your mind broken, and your identity erased, leaving behind nothing but a thirst for blood that can never, ever be quenched. In the end, Khorne does not care from whence the blood flows. He does not care about your honor, your rage, or your soul. He only cares that you scream, you kill, and you die. And when you are finally laid low, your skull taken for his throne, your only epitaph will be the silent, echoing laughter of a god who has already forgotten you.